Hey, how's it going, Cloud Scholars? I hope your day is going well. I'm your host, Kieran Tross. Um, Today, I'm going to talk about in this how-to video, uh, talk a little bit about resource group structures, and then also talk about how you lock down resource groups within Azure. I won't go into how to create a resource group in this video. I'm going to place a link in the description of another video that I made that talks about how to create resource groups. So what I want to talk a little bit about before I get into it is resource groups, and what they are, and they're basically a way of organizing the structure in your Azure environment. Every resource in Azure has to be part of a resource group. So if you look at this image that I have on the screen, you'll see that you start off with the management groups, and you have subscriptions. And if you go to the third layer down, you have the resource groups. And every specific resource in Azure has to be a part of a resource group. And that's your virtual machines, your SQL databases, your function apps, so on and so forth. And that's the way they really work. So one thing I would tell you about resource groups is that they're one-to-one level. They're not like an Active Directory where you can have nested groups. It's just one level. There's no nesting happening with resource groups. So let me get back over to the portal and go into one of our resource groups. If I click resource groups and I click East Region Storage, well, actually, I don't want this one. Let's just go with RG East US. And you'll see we have all our resources here. And if I go on the left-hand side of the screen and I go to locks, this is where you go ahead and you place your lock for your resource group. Now, you could do a number of different things for your locks, or actually two options, right? So you can have the lock type be read only or delete. So you can lock it so that this way, if anybody tries to delete anything, it won't happen. Or you can just put a read only lock on it as well. And what we can do really quickly is, see, I already have one before, so I'll put cannot delete, and I'll say delete, and then I can put whatever notes I need to put in here. If you want to, it's totally up to you. And then when I click OK, that's pretty much it. So now if I were to go to any of these resources, so this is DC Cloud Scholars, and if I were to click on this one, and I would say delete, and I would say yes, and I will click delete. It says fail to delete virtual machine DC Scholars. This is an error occurred while deleting the virtual machine. Scholars or any selected resource associated with it, error the scope subscription, and so on and so forth, cannot perform delete operation because the following scopes are locked. And that's one of the reasons why you want to put a lock on your resources, because you may have a number of people working within your organization, and everybody's at different levels in terms of their knowledge in IT. And let's say you have a help desk, and sorry, I don't mean to abuse the help desk, but they tend to get the abuse most of the time, and they're just not as efficient. This is one of the things that you can do to make sure that they don't go ahead and do things. Another strategy that you should use is policies, but I'll talk about that in another video. But for this video, that's really how you go about locking down your resource group to make sure that you can apply a read only or a delete on it, and just making sure that your resources are safe and there's no modifications to your resource. So that's about it. I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to this video. If you like what you have heard, and you want to see some more, just hit the like button, and most of all, hit that subscribe button. Here at Cloud Scholars, my goal is to get you from scholar to consultant and from consultant to expert. See you next time.